No, not just males but females too show some flirty looks at males. Watch this full video and find out how female celebrities actually thirst over male celebrities. 1. Pedro Pascal becomes the star of the night. Without saying a word. Chelsea had the crowd laughing already, but when she brought up Pedro Pascal, everything changed. Her joke was bold and loud, and the camera caught Pedro just in time. Pedro threw his head back and laughed like he was not expecting it, but loved every second. Animated hearts floated over him, and the crowd totally lost it. Right after that, Emma Stone had a totally different reaction. She gave a polite smile and looked down. You could tell she was a little unsure how to react. Chelsea then smiled big and wrapped it all up, ready to start the show, knowing she had already made her point. 2. Thirst on full display. Tiffany's bold move on Leo Tiffany opens with a wild face that makes the crowd laugh even before she speaks. Later, she casually explains that Leonardo DiCaprio was on her goals list, but not for a handshake. Jimmy Kimmel completely loses it, and Tiffany just sits back, enjoying the madness. Then came the boldest moment. Tiffany tells how she looked Leonardo in the eye and said what she really wanted. She even cleared it up for him, just in case there was any confusion. 3. Kendall could not handle seeing Brad Pitt. Kendall smiled wide when Brad Pitt came up. She was clearly into it. Jimmy mentioned Kanye's Sunday service and asked if she saw Brad there. Kendall said Brad was there, and she looked excited talking about it. Then she admitted she left early just because she was too nervous to meet him. She laughed and said she did not want to ruin her perfect image of him. Jimmy teased that Brad might be nervous meeting her. 4. When Kate Mara kissed Craig Ferguson. So here, Craig opens the chat by saying something that clearly caught Kate a little off guard. He leans back, looks at her with a teasing smile, and makes her feel like she is the one who makes talking hard. Kate laughs and plays along, asking if it is because of her shoulder while lightly touching it. She is smiling, acting casual but clearly enjoying the attention. Craig keeps up his flirty tone, saying that the shoulder is only part of it. His expression is smooth but playful. He is clearly enjoying her reaction. Now, Kate is curious and asks him what the other reason is. Her voice is calm, but you can tell she is amused and wants to know what he will say next. Then Craig points at her and says something that makes it very clear he is not just talking about her shoulder. His tone turns more cheeky, but it is still playful and fun. Kate laughs hard and hides her face, clearly blushing. It is one of those moments where the guest tries to stay cool, but ends up just being flattered. 5. When Cher left Letterman speechless. Cher came out playful and bold, standing next to David with that confident smile. She teased him about an old moment on the show, and he tried to play it cool. Then, just when the tone was still light, she called him out with a smile. He laughed, but you could tell it caught him off guard in a funny way. And then came the twist. She went from joking to something much more real. Her voice softened, and suddenly the room felt quieter. But she did not stop there. She moved in, wrapped her arms around him, and gave him a warm, affectionate kiss right on the lips. And just like that, the whole mood changed. David looked completely stunned, flattered, and honestly kind of speechless. 6. When Allison Janney flirt with Graham Norton. Here, Allison starts telling Graham about a special trick Meryl Streep shared to improve on-camera kisses. She shows the area on her face, making the story clear and lively. Allison continues the story, explaining how Meryl used her hands just before kissing. Graham listens with a big smile, clearly entertained by what she is saying. Next, Allison shows Graham the trick in action. She gently pulls back his cheeks, while Graham reacts with a funny, surprised face. The guests around are laughing and enjoying the moment. After the kiss, Graham reacts with surprise and amusement, joking about how good he looks now. Everyone laughs as friendly teasing continues. 7. When Emilia Clarke had a sweet and shy moment with Matt LeBlanc. Here, Graham starts by asking Emilia if she spoke to Matt. Emilia looks a bit shy but happy while answering, and Matt watches her with a gentle smile. Emilia is clearly flustered and giggles as she talks with Matt, who is smiling warmly. The playful energy is clear between them. Graham teases Amelia about liking Matt, making everyone laugh. Matt reacts with a good-natured laugh and a bashful smile. Emilia asks Matt to say his famous phrase to her. When Matt does, Emilia lights up with pure joy and laughter, showing how much she loves the moment. 8. When a playful moment unfolded between Cheryl and Michael B. Jordan. The atmosphere was light as Cheryl shifted her focus playfully towards Michael, showing clear interest with a cheeky smile and gesture. Michael reacted with laughter and a bit of bashfulness, clearly amused by Cheryl's playful attention. Graham Norton then made a light joke about the moment, adding to the fun mood of the show. Dawn French joined the fun, teasing Cheryl about her choice, while Michael looked on with a smile. 9. Diane Keaton, showing open admiration for Justin Bieber. On Ellen DeGeneres' show, a funny and sweet moment happened between Diane Keaton and Justin Bieber. Diane answered Ellen playfully about dating younger men, with a mix of charm and humor. When Justin Bieber appeared, Diane showed a huge surprise and joy. Standing up and reacting strongly, Diane quickly hugged Justin Bieber with excitement while he smiled and accepted warmly. Diane kissed Justin on the cheeks with great enthusiasm, still looking thrilled. Diane thanked Justin with a big smile, and they agreed to meet after the show. 10. When Chris Hemsworth made the whole sofa lose control. As Graham introduced the next guest, just the name of Chris made Leslie throw her head back with a huge sigh, and Kate reacted like she could faint. Then, Graham teased them with a shirtless picture of Chris, and the audience cheered while the women stared at the screen like it was too much to handle. Then, Kate joked that it felt like Chris was walking straight out of the screen, and Leslie followed up with a funny comment that made everyone laugh. 11. When Dakota Johnson and Leslie Mann flirt with male host on camera. Right from the start, Leslie complimented his socks while Dakota joined in with a playful look. Then, without much hesitation, Dakota casually asked if he was single. Chris said yes, and Leslie instantly called him handsome. They started checking him out like they were auditioning him instead. Dakota pointed out his socks again while Leslie commented on his muscles. Suddenly, Leslie even shouted off camera, calling others to come look at the hot guy. Chris could only laugh. Soon after, things got more playful. Dakota asked him to take off his shirt. He hesitated but started unbuttoning slowly, joking about it. The two women laughed and demanded more buttons. Chris gave in, and they all laughed even harder. By the time he had 2 buttons undone, Dakota and Leslie gave him full approval. As the interview ended, Chris said this was the best interview ever. It is hard to disagree. 12. Halle Berry flirts boldly with Conan O'Brien on live TV. As Conan brought up rumors about who Halle was dating, she listened with a knowing smile and casual attitude. Then she flipped the script in a way no one expected. She joked about the names the media linked her with, throwing them out casually with a smirk. Then suddenly, she leaned in and said she actually wanted Conan. For a moment, Conan froze like he could not believe it. The audience screamed and cheered while he sat there wide-eyed, trying to stay cool. That's it for today's video. If you like the content, hit like and subscribe for more breakdowns like this. Comment below your favorite moment and who we should cover next. Your suggestions might end up in the next episode. See you in the next one.